From California, please welcome Eth-No-Tec.
We're going to kind of shake it up a little because I know you've been sitting there all day long in different tents. So let's get a little silly, okay? You fine about being silly? Okay, so shake your hands up high. Slap your lap. Wiggle your tooth right there. Crank your nose. There we go. Well, let's keep it with some fun. Let's add a little Filipino flavor to this. This is a song I learned from some kids from the region of Luzon. Say Luzon.
Luzon.
A Filipino region. That's an island of the 7,000 islands in the Philippines. How many islands? 7,000. That's a lot of islands. But let's shake it up with some fun. Say this. Sagida.
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 Sapopo.
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 Sagida, sagida.
Sagida, sagida.
Sapopo.
Sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
You can add a beat. Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
You can put that beat on top of your head. Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
You can slap that beat on your shoulders instead. Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Now, what sagida, sagida, sapopo means, nothing. It's like a boom, bam, billy, boom, whoa, like that. But it's a whole lot of fun. Follow it along at the same time as me. Sagida, sagida, sapopo. 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 That's the easy part. Okay, here's what we're going to do now. You're going to watch what I do, memorize what I do, and copy what I do, but not at the same time. Everyone say not.
Not.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Follow after. Like an echo. You got it. So here we go. Ready? By the way, these are the visual learners that got their hands on their head here. Follow after I do it. Sagida, sagida, sapopo.
Now, sagida, sagida, sapopo. 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 All right, you did it. Rock'em, sock'em, silly bunch. All right. So, moving from silly to more geographic things, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some geography about Asia. How many of you have been to an Asian country before? All right. How many have been to, say, Philippines or Vietnam? How about Korea, China, Japan? Has anyone been to Siberia? You should get there sometime. It's really big. But I've been fascinated with Siberia because it stretches all along the Arctic and it goes from east to west. And particularly interested in what went down in the 12th century when a certain Khan named Genghis Khan did a road trip with his boys. Yeah, it changed the world, all over the world. The Khans of that culture, the Mongols, they really changed much of Western Asia, countries like Iraq and Iran, the Mongols of India. It really affected much of the world and even came knocking at the doors of Hungary and Austria with great threat to those besieged castles. But the word Khan is not really used much in Western culture, but everyone say Khan. Khan.
And so you know Genghis Khan and his grandfather Kublai Khan. Right, and these Khans were very feared because in their tribal society, their word was the word of God practically, and if you disobeyed, you know, that was it. So with that introduction of Siberian geography, let's move on with our story. And it is called
The Khan's Head from Mongolia.
Everyone was deathly afraid of
the Khan. One wrong glance.
One wrong look at the Khan.
And you might be the next victim of off with his head. And so, from the wealthiest of the
nobles.
To the poorest of shepherds.
No one ever raised their head to look at the Khan.
No one ever dared look the Khan in the eyes.
No one ever faced him face to face.
Humble yourselves before me, or else.
But one day, all that humbling just got plain boring.
Oh, all this sniveling, all this groveling, all this prostrating before me, all this genuflection. I gotta get out of here. No, I need to find some peace and quiet.
And so the Khan decided to go for a ride on his horse. His 2 servants followed behind.
And so the entourage traveled for quite some time and eventually found themselves out in the middle of the vast grasslands, where the Khan decided to stop and take a rest.
Now those grasslands stretched all the way to the horizon, and the only object nearby was a lone, small but sturdy pine tree.
And since the Khan needed a place to sit, and whereas he would never belittle himself to sit on the dirt, he ordered his servants, "Bend down that pine tree, that I might sit on the crooks of its branches."
And so the 2 servants ran over to the tree. They wrangled the tree, and with great effort, they bent that pine tree down to the ground, and then tied it to a gnarled root nearby.
Immediately they threw themselves to the ground and shouted, "Your Highness, your makeshift is ready."
But all the Khan did was grunt, and then clamber upon that arch bough of the pine tree.
Finally, some peacefulness, and I can gaze out upon the beauty of my vast domain.
And he nestled into the branchy nook of his new throne. When suddenly,
Twang! The rope snapped,
the tree sprung.
and the Khan was flung up into the sky,
Up and away so far that it took many moments before they heard a distant
thud.
So the 2 servants ran to find the Khan's body, and there it was in the grassland, laying there, flat as a pancake.
Oh, the Khan is dead.
The Khan is dead.
Huh? Where's his head?
Oh, do you mean that our tree, it snapped so hard and fast that the Khan lost his head?
Oh, perhaps his head flew up to the heavens.
No, the Khan was not heaven-bound.
Well, perhaps maybe he lost his head in the clouds.
That was
That's
more likely.
Yes. Well, what goes up must come. And so they searched in the grass.
And they searched behind rocks.
And they looked in the gullies.
And in the streams.
Oh.
And even on the train.
Oh.
Oh.
No, his head's not on that one.
Maybe that one.
No, maybe on that one.
Well, it's gone now.
Siberia's a big place.
Yeah.
And so,
where's the Khan's
where's his head? By the way, did you ever see the Khan's head?
Oh, no, never.
Well, did you not even see what the head looked like?
No, never. Did you ever see the Khan's head?
I can't remember. Did the Khan even have a head?
Oh, I'm not sure. Perhaps we should go to the palace and ask all the others.
And since the 2 servants weren't even sure if the Khan even had a head,
They abandoned their search, and they brought the Khan's headless body back to the palace.
immediately they asked all the servants,
Did Khan ever have a head?
"Did you ever see what the Khan's head looked like?"
And so they went to the counselor.
Khan's head. Well, you know, I had to bow so low, never looking at his face. No, that I don't really recall. Did the Khan have a head? I really couldn't say.
Well, certainly the warrior would know.
Come to think of it, I recall seeing the tip of his sword. But no, even I, a mighty warrior, oh, even I would avert my fearful eyes. Did the Khan have a head? I don't think I ever saw it.
And so they went to the cook.
Khan's head. Well, you know, I served his meals. I had to crawl on my belly, never lifting my eyes higher than his knees. Oh, I do remember, though, he had a fine pair of boots. No, I don't recall if he had a head.
And so they finally gingerly went to the Khan's wife.
Who simply blushed and tilted her head in embarrassment.
Oh, to tell you the truth, whenever the Khan came to kiss me, I just closed my eyes tight with fright. But I did feel a tickle. Maybe his mustache or maybe his fur collar. Oh, I don't know. I was so frightened of the Khan that whenever he approached me, I just pulled away. So I never felt the Khan's kiss. So did he have a head? I don't know. Did the Khan ever have a head?
And so that was the pondered murmurs that spread throughout the entire kingdom.
From the wealthiest of the nobles
to the poorest of shepherds, they all agreed that Khan was such a tyrant and ruled with utmost fear.
And never from his heart.
Like many other heads of states.
Kings and caliphs.
Prime ministers and presidents.
When he rose to power.
To power, he lost his head. But what goes up must come
thud.